Hi, I'm Brad Peterson with Heatseeker Automotive. We get a lot of questions about connecting multiple dealerships and what's the best way to do it. Is it connecting the old world way or using a private dealership cloud? So I thought I'd take a little bit of time and discuss that with you today and what's the best strategy to connect your multiple dealerships. Under the old world, we had dealerships that were connected together and then connected out to services that are on the internet or in some other place, a DMS provider, something else. So in this scenario, you're connecting all these things to your main store. And this is probably the one that you started with, and all your connections come through here, which was great and it worked. The problem is as the world has changed, if number two over here all of a sudden needs a lot more bandwidth because of its requirements with manufacturers and other types of things, if you increase your bandwidth back here, that didn't do any good because you're trying to get up here. So what winds up happening is then you have to increase your bandwidth over here, and what's happened is now you've doubled your cost to get your speed and your bandwidth up here. That's not a very efficient use of your resources to be doubling bandwidth in many different places to get up here when only one dealership needed that. Now the other thing that comes in this particular model, if this is your main store and it's worked for many, many years and it's done a great job for you, but the market has changed and this no longer fits your business portfolio, the problem is if you go to take this out, you have to re-engineer everything else. So if this one leaves, you have to redo things to be able to get out here. And that's not necessarily a good thing. In the middle of a buy and sell, if that's something that you've got to do, that's never going to stop the sale, but it's a lot of additional expense, a lot of rework to be able to take a dealership out of your portfolio. So what's another alternative for this? Using the private dealership cloud, we wind up taking all your connectivity and you connect each location up to the private dealership cloud. And then out of here, we're connecting over to the services that you were ultimately trying to get to. So in this case, if this dealership needs more connectivity, more bandwidth, we just add more bandwidth here. We don't worry about this. And inside of the cloud, we've already addressed any bandwidth concerns that you have over here. So your resources are much better spent over here because you're not worrying about these. These don't need additional bandwidth at this time. This is the only one that does. Because we're taking care of it out of the cloud, you're getting away from this particular scenario over here where you're doubling your resources and it's much more difficult to buy or remove something. If this store needs to come out in this scenario, this store comes out, you sell it, everybody shakes hands, that's terrific. But these other two are still running and we never had to re-engineer anything. You have better use of your resources as compared to over here. The private dealership cloud. It's a smarter, more intelligent way to connect your multiple dealerships.